for some of these teams to get up higher in the seedings for the playoffs, and there's a lot of heroes still to play tonight and tomorrow, obviously, and I'm really excited to be checking that out as we get underway this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll note, just because HGC team gets tossed into the crucible doesn't mean it's a sure shot for them to get out. Let's note that Lag Force was in the crucible last season and successfully defended.
Mm-hmm.
Was that against Even in Death? I don't remember.
I believe it was.
Right. So, I mean, Even in Death, not having a rough time of it in the HGC. Maybe they can defend against either who people are considering the easy favorite in Heroes Hearth right now. And I don't
feel like that's a whole different beast than the previous open teams, though. I mean,
yeah,
that roster is pretty gross.
Yeah, I still refuse to call Heroes Hearth an amateur team because not a single player on that team is an amateur. All of them have deep pro experience on some level, and honestly, calling Heroes Hearth an amateur team is doing those players a disservice. So, but right now we've got Team 9000.
Their full name, according to Ghosty Gamers, is Cloud Over 9000.
Cloud Over 9000 versus Modo.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe I've got Savo is on team. I'm thinking here he is on team Modo. And we're just waiting for them to get the lobby set up, get us in there, and we will get started tonight. But again, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight here on Nexus Commentaries. Whether you found us through the GoSu website, decided to click on over, or if you're just finding us via word of mouth, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being out here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to remember that these teams are also playing not just for points, but first through third do get a little bit of cash for winning these cups.
Yeah,
and obviously, getting closer to Crucible is the dream essentially. But $600 for first, $300 for second, and $100 for third. Not bad for an open amateur tournament.
No, not bad for an amateur tournament at all. And I'm taking a look at the brackets right now, and it looks like that we will be following the Donkeys Are Us path throughout the tournament. So this should be fairly interesting, and it doesn't look like they're going to run into anybody until top four that could give them any problems. Imported support being...
Yeah, for sure. And Donkeys R Us is a kind of mix of a lot of the old 2-arc team, and they all are right now currently in second place in terms of points at 480 points. But unless something absolutely disastrous happens, Heroes Hearth has that number one seed on lock at 600 points right now. So I feel like they're pretty safe. As long as they get like top 8, I think they're totally fine. Well, actually, mathematically, they could only get a tie from Donkeys R Us. So I don't know how that would work. They'd have to get below 16th place in this tournament, which I think if they have a bye, they might already be top 16, so it doesn't really matter. So it's a moot point.
Yeah, no, they're definitely already a lock into the tournament.
Well, the number one seed.
Yeah, the number one seed.
Yeah,
definitely. So, I mean, they don't have a whole lot to worry about right now. And if you're watching Arcane 8, you'll probably be following that particular path tonight. So, if you want to see maybe some interesting strats, I'll say. I mean, check them out, twitch.tv/arcane8.
Mm-hmm.
But for now, we've got two teams that I'm not real familiar with.
Yeah,
Cloud
same here.
over 9,000 and Modo. What is it? Modo Gaming. Seems to be some relatively new teams. Let's see. Modo going 2-0 against nothing short of amazing, and then losing 2-0 against imported support as a recent game. And then Cloud over 9,000 was 0-2 versus Team Impose, and then went 1-2 against Legaio Luciferum. I probably completely butchered
that was about what I would have pronounced that as. But yeah, looking at these rosters, I'm not too familiar with any of these names, so it'll be really interesting to see how they play and try to advance further in this tournament. Obviously, the winner of this unfortunately has to play up against Donkeys RS.
Now, don't always say unfortunately, because I mean,
That's right.
NA Cup,
Last time we saw
Team
Team
No Sleep just ran a train on Donkeys R Us game 1, and Donkeys R Us had to sit up and take a little bit of notice right there and go, wait, these guys are actually not bad. We actually have to play a little seriously here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And hopefully Team No Sleep makes a little bit of a run. I'd like to see them kind of be in the tournament as well.
Yeah, they were
just
definitely
because
fun
we've
to
seen
watch.
them have some fun.
Yeah.
I think a top 8 guarantees them a spot. Let's see. Yeah, 8th would be 40 points, which would definitely put them in the top 16 for the bracket. So, yeah, a lot to play for tonight. These teams have kind of along the line. This is the culmination of over a year for some of these teams.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see how this plays out after this tournament and who we see go to our playoffs and who we see eventually go on to the Crucible, like we were talking about earlier.
I'm getting a message from some of the guys on 9,000 and they're kind of, I think I'm being trolled. Proclaiming
you really think a team called Over 9,000 would troll you?
No, not on the internet.
But yeah, both these teams should be fun to watch. I'm really excited to get into the series. I think we're coming up soon on that, since Zex is apparently shooting the stuff with them over chat currently.
Yeah, they apparently know who you are because they just straight up asked, "Is it on DJ's stream?"
No. Oh, yeah, no, we're doing Nexus commentaries.
He could host us though.
I could.
Hint.
I wonder if a host is coming your way or not.
Who knows?
Yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure if you're interested in all the stuff that we do, follow us on the Twitch there and also on social media, Twitter. Talk about all our stuff we're doing. But yeah, if you're here, we really appreciate you coming by and checking out. Also, on Twitter, we post the YouTube links for VODs if you're interested in seeing past games from both HGC Open and Cheer League.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely check that out. Subscribe there as well.
Yeah, we appreciate every view, every subscription we get on YouTube, every follow, heck, even sub. Our sub emote is currently pending. but I promise you it will be worth the $5 you spend or that Twitch subscription you give. It's sick. I love it.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't get the Twitch, the emote extension I wanted, I just wanted it to be Nexus. Nope, didn't get it.
That's a tough one, I imagine.
Yeah, and we got like Nexus SC1. So that
Okay.
emote will be coming. Yeah, like it could have been SC2. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. No, the delay is catching up with them now. So now
Oh,
like,
good.
like we're not trolling. We great. Okay. Bet.
All right. We'll have to see in just a short minute here.
1,000 times. This is a lofty claim. They claim that they are 1,000 times better than Cloud9.
Okay.
I hold in my heart that they live up to this lofty expectation. Oh,
Being confident is a good thing.
Here comes my invite, and I will get you in here, good buddy.
Wait, I need to buy some emblems first. Portraits. Just kidding.
All right, we are in the lobby currently, so this will be going down shortly.
I'm a little worried. I'm not seeing portrait synergy so far.
That's true. We are not seeing a whole lot of portrait synergy, but
Oh,
that's okay.
all the best teams have it.
Yeah, all the best teams. You're right. The best teams in the world. Maybe that's Cloud 9,000 over 9,000's. Maybe that's how they draw their power. They have that anti.
Oh, I get the
synergy.
team name finally. It finally hit me.
Because they're 9,000 times better than they're 1,000 times better than Cloud9. I literally explained that to you.
I don't know why I didn't connect the dots, but here we are. We're connecting the dots here on Nexus commentaries.
Connect the dots, la la la. So, again,
At least Shogun has the right portrait.
Is it the Roman Reigner portrait?
No. It's
What?
it's the knee guy from the Draenor box art.
The knee guy?
What do they call it? They call it Crotchety Axe Guy Portrait is its official name in the game.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I'll have to look that up.
Well, it's a legendary WoW subreddit thread. It's pretty funny. Let's see. Name is pronounced Burger. Burgier. See, I've already he put it out how to pronounce it, and I ruined it already. Burgier. Burgier. Oh my goodness! But yeah, I am excited to see this. We are going to be starting on. Did we already mention the battleground Curse of Hollow?
Yeah. Actually, no. Maybe. Perhaps.
Maybe. I don't know.
I have the memory of a goldfish right now. So.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh my goodness. I'm probably playing Probius or Gazlo. Y'all better ban them in the lobby chat here. So a little bit of back and forth. I don't expect a ban of either of those heroes.
I got to get my typical.
Oh my gosh.
I got to do it.
I love it.
Every time.
Every single time.
Age, sex, location. Because I'm from the AOL chat room days.
Yep.
On that 56K modem. That poverty. that
modem.
dial-up.
Yep.
So we are going for game 1 into Cursed Hollow between Cloud over 9,000 and Modo Gaming. I'm excited to see how this turns out. Not familiar with either team, but we're about to find out how
we're
these
about
teams
to
do
familiarize ourselves with these teams as we get in the draft. underway, and I think it's Cloud over 9,000 with the first pick. So we'll kind of see, are they going to just follow kind of what the meta is currently, or are they going to try to do something a little different? Global Heroes, we talk about it every time on Cursed Hollow. So important. Dahaka, very, very high priority here.
Yeah, Dahaka is always almost first pick, first ban material. Kael'Thuzad is not enabled for this week in the Cup. I believe he is enabled in the playoffs because I know week 10 for the HGC, he is enabled.
Mm-hmm.
So it would stand to reason.
That makes sense to mirror how HGC Pro is going to go with that. And Garrosh, not a huge surprise there. He's really put his stamp on the meta lately, and that really isn't a surprise that the team does not want to deal with this.
Yeah, no, nobody ever wants to deal with Garrosh. He's such a pain in the butt. Easily the most dangerous early game hero in the game. He does kind of fall off a bit in the late game, in my opinion. His sustain is always incredible, but his Q isn't as worrisome. His throw isn't as worrisome because, like, level 16 on up, your hero usually has some way to deal with getting tossed, and your allies have some way to save you from
help you out. Yeah.
So we see the Malthael getting hovered though.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Okay, it's just apparently trolling from Modo Gaming. They're going to ban the Dahaka, which we talked about, and I was going to say that banning the Malthael kind of telegraphs a bit that you're wanting to go a bit melee heavy, I would imagine, but they do decide to go with the Dahaka, which I think is the better ban in this situation.
Yeah, definitely.
Unless they had some weird research over on Cloud over 9,000 that they had a particularly strong Malthael player, but we're going to see what they decide lock in here first. So we're going to see a Genji. What do you think we might see first on? I mean, I guess globals might be prioritized. We always talk about that on Cursed Hollow, but I'm curious what it's going to be because I'm really not sure.
Honestly, I think you just grab the Malthael here. But we see a Vala instead, and that does leave something like a Tassadar, Malthael, Tassadar,
Ariel,
or Ariel. If you want to get clowny, you go Tassadar Tracer, Abathur +1. It's really wide open at this point for them, and
this puts Modo in a really awkward position. Like, do you almost feel pressured to kind of have to pick up an Ariel here? I feel like to deny that to Cloud over 9,000, because I feel like if you let Ariel through this pick phase, she is definitely getting picked up by Cloud over 9,000.
Well, yeah, Cloud over 9,000 has the Holy Trinity potential if they don't grab Ariel here. Because they do have the next two picks, and if they just go Tassadar Ariel, then they do grab the Ariel smartly. And they follow it up with a global from Falstead. I like what I'm seeing so far out of Modo Gaming at the moment. We'll see how.
Yeah.
We'll see how 9,000 decide to respond right here.
And I like how global Modo has gone in this draft so far. They obviously banned the Dahaka, pick up the Falstead for themselves, and that starts to really limit the options of Cloud over 9,000. I'm almost wondering, this is going to be a much deeper into the draft, but I'm almost thinking that they might pick up an Abathur as that last pick, or in those last two picks on the side of Cloud over 9,000. But it's going to be the Jaina Murid, and Jaina is really strong right now. I think her changes have made her much stronger, and we continue to see the Q build used even after this rework, but still she has that ice block built in, and her burst potential is even stronger with this rework. And so we're going to go on our second phase of bans, Modo Gaming. They have a ban to pick out here. They can stifle a little bit the support choices for Cloud over 9,000. Maybe a Rhaegar, maybe a Stukov. Ban would be a good choice here. I'm not too sure though, because it's pretty wide open. But yeah, they're hovering Rhaegar. I like the Rhaegar ban.
Yeah,
The Ancestral is going to get Jaina out of a lot of trouble that she would normally be in. So taking that off the table, I think, is a really wise choice.
Yeah, it definitely is a good, solid ban. Rhaegar has been seeing a ton of value, and especially on a map like this, where there's a lot of camps, Rhaegar can get incredible value with his lightning shield, especially talenting into that. They do ban the Mouth IL, and that kind of says to me that they're going to go a double tank build, a double tank comp here. They have plenty of damage. They just need a really strong healer to back this up. And I have a feeling we're going to see a Morales. Call it a hunch. I have a feeling we may see a Morales come out.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see if they do go with their Morales. I mean, Vala obviously will really have a lot to gain off of the stim drone there, but we're going to need to see probably a warrior come out from Modo Gaming. I almost would think we might see an Arthas, one that can kind of control around these objectives, and getting a Howling Blast, you can really catch some of these heroes off guard. It's going to be a Varian first, and then a Lunara.
Ooh, I like the Lunara pickup. Jaina is going to have a really hard time up until the point she gets Ice Block.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Jaina definitely probably going to have a bit rough time until she finishes that quest up. Because Lunara is just going to be able to put loads of damage onto her.
Mm-hmm.
So I almost feel like this forces them into a second tank at this point and a healer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think a double support
think so.
will cut. I don't think a double support will cut it here.
Yeah, Murden's one of those tanks that can kind of get away with being the solo warrior. As far as double tanks, I really think Modo Gaming has to go with another tank in their lineup. But we're going to see the next two picks from Cloud over 9,000. It is going to be that Abathur and a Malfurion.
Okay, so we're looking at trying to nullify the poison damage via Carapace and the healing over time that regrowth brings for Malfurion.
I almost wonder if we see Tranquility here instead of Twilight Dream.
That's a good point. Twilight Dream has been the ultimate of choice, but it depends on what this last pick's going to be. It's got to be a tank, because they're going to have a really rough time of it with Varian, who doesn't...
Varian's going to get eaten alive if he doesn't have another warrior.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably get away with maybe a Sonya, and that would be another hero to bring on the Hope generation as well. That would be a pretty beefy front line, as well as the damage that she would bring. But it's going to be a Nubrak. Okay. Not a huge surprise there. I do like this choice, especially on Kirsten Hollow. We see a lot of really cramped spaces around the tributes, and that's kind of where Nubrak really shines. Is people get bunched up trying to rotate around to these tributes, and all of a sudden you have a burrow charge on 3 people, and you're paying dearly for bunching up during a rotation.
Yeah, and I don't think Cocoon stuffs Tranquility. I think it still keeps going. It just keeps it pinned to one spot. But this is game 1. We are Nexus Commentaries, bringing you HGC Open NA Cup number 7. First round action between Cloud over 9,000 versus Modo Gaming. We're going into Cursed Hollow. I really like Modo's draft here.
Yeah.
The blow up potential from 9,000 is nothing to sneeze at, though. That is scary, scary burst potential, especially with double Jaina going on or double Vala going on. That is just a lot of damage coming out on that side, and it'll be really interesting to see how well this Ariel can keep up with all that burst.
Yeah, the lockdown, though, of Modo Gaming is what kind of worries me for Cloud over 9,000. You have the Varian follow-up. You have the Anubrak to initiate. Ariel can pin people as well. But here we are. We're loaded into game number 1, Cloud over 9,000. Here on the left side, we have Nightmare playing that Abathur Hot Dogs on Jaina. That one guy on Vala. Phoenix playing Murden, and Golden Crawl on the Malfurion.
And on the other side for Modo Gaming, we got Shogun Misa on the Falstead, Brocknar on the Anubarak, King Dingo on the Lunarva, Savo on the Ariel, and how did it was it supposed to be saying? Burgrill on Varian. I know I butchered it. I know I
There we
said it
go.
wrong.
We're going to see a very early push in this bottom lane, and it looks like they are going to completely initiate here. Modo Gaming going to be able to get this tower down without a response from Cloud over 9,000. They're just not going to be able to respond in time. Varian taking a lot of damage as well as Falstad, but able to walk away. They get a little bit of an XP lead here, but was it worth it if you have to have 2 heroes backing completely already?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but Falstad does just straight up fly to the top lane, and he's going to be able to cover that XP, no problemo. I don't know what went wrong with my Blizzard UI, but the names of the people didn't even pop out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
that happens sometimes. That's really unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
But interestingly enough, we do have Hunger and Arrow build, another surprise coming out from the Vala. On the side of Cloud over 9,000, we have Seasoned Marksman for our Falstad players. So wanting to build up that auto attack damage and really just that right click potential coming out from the Falstad. All 3 lanes pretty even right now. Nothing too out of the ordinary. We do have the top lane, a Murden versus Falstad, which is a little interesting matchup. Falstad has to be careful not to play out too far because he can get stunned out.
On the bottom, gets hit by a lot of poison damage. The Tainment Strike does miss, and Malfurion drops the roots to cover his escape from the bush. And going up to the mid lane, we see that 3 are in there right now on the side of Modo Gaming, pushing this lane out. But Jaina getting some decent damage in on that Varian, saying, "You're not 4 yet. You don't have shield wall, sucker." But now does take shield wall at 4.
There we go. Yeah, taking shield wall, Lion's Maw as well at 1. I feel like we're seeing more and more Varians start to take this Lion's Maw. Instead of the shield talent, and we have our first tribute spawn in the top lane.
Yeah.
Both teams are starting to rotate up. The bottom lane solo laners are, I think, just going to stay here. Although it looks like Vala is actually mounting up and rotating away. But this is a little scary for Cloud over 9,000. This bottom lane is going to get pushed out really hard. Abathur body soaking, and the rest of Modo Gaming kind of just poking here to delay this as long as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, this is really good on the side of Modo Gaming at the moment, being able to just soak this up, and roots come down from the Malfurion right there to stuff any potential jump in, and we have
Abathur needs to get back. He is slithering away in his bottom lane.
Yeah, Nightmare being a little cheeky with that Abathur play right there, getting a little too close to the fire. But Modo Gaming,
they're gonna get this fort uncontested. I'm really surprised by this. They gave it a tribute for it, but I mean, I feel like that's totally worth it. We're getting a pause request from Nightmare. Hopefully everything's okay for them. I'm sure we'll get that squared away in just a minute, but I'm really impressed with Modo Gaming right now. They're making really smart decisions, and one of the challenges of Cursed Hollow is kind of figuring out those positions where you can just give up a tribute in the sense that you're not committing to grabbing it, but you'll poke away at people trying to get it, just to delay it.
Yeah, they poked away just long enough to get that fort down. They knew it wasn't the most important tribute in the world, and they committed to that bottom fort, and they were paid well for that decision. So,
and they still have the Siege Giants pushing in the bottom lane with the Nubrak kind of helping out a little bit. Going to be getting this tower. It'll get cleaned up after this, but this means they're going to rotate in the middle lane and start pressuring these towers as well, as we have another tribute spawning once again on the top side of the map.
Interesting to note that Falstead has gone with Boomerang at 7.
Yeah, so that's the AoE damage from the Boomerang. We're going to see a lot of damage going to Varian, able to shield wall that up, though. So both teams highly contesting this. Abathur obviously soaking bottom, no problem. The Burrow Charge connects on nobody. Here comes Murden into interrupt, though. But he's taking a ton of damage. The Abathur hat is not enough. And that'll secure the first tribute on the side of Modo Gaming.
Wow. And this is where our nice little emote would have come in handy right there with that first blood. Hint, hint. Oh, we see Falstead.
They're going to try to get this Jaina, and they should be able to connect here. 1 Q should be enough. No,
not in time. And he almost dies for his efforts right there, taking a lot of damage from those towers. And we're going to head back up to the top lane where this push is just continuing on. And Vala versus the world, it feels like, at the moment. Vala is going this puncturing arrow build. I like this choice on this map. It does great against the bosses, whether you're defending or attacking with your boss. Hungering Arrow does get a lot of value on this map.
Variant's in a little bit of trouble in this middle lane. Does get healed up though by Ariel. He had burnt his 2 shield walls there already, and we're going to see Falstead try to channel this, but Moonfire is just going to be too much right now. And, oh wow, they are focusing him down. He is able to barrel roll out, and now it's a 4v4 plus the Abathur hat on Muradin.
Shogun Misa needs to be a little careful that Vala could burst him down, and does just enough damage, but the Lunara is just getting so much value right now with that poison damage.
Yeah, the dive on the back line as well. They're going to be able to pick off Muradin. I think, yeah, Jaina drops as well because of the poison damage. Vala will be next to go. There's no escape for her, and that's a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Modo Gaming. They hit level 10 as well. They're going to immediately go on to this boss in response.
Yeah, they definitely are. And for ultimates, we do see Crystal Aegis taunt, Mighty Gust, Thornwood Vine, and undecided from the Anubarak yet. He does go to Cocoon. Nightmare getting a little brave. Falstead could easily just jump over that wall and take him out if he so chose to. Even going
they've got to know that Nightmare is like right here, right? Like, I'm surprised that they didn't jump on him, because you would see the pathing of the bugs and realize how close they were.
Yeah, it might have been a situation that they just didn't care. They got the boss. It looks like they're going to go for their own boss at this point, and that's really a smart decision because that top fort is about half health. That boss will definitely get it on top of denying any extra pressure that Cloud over 9,000 could get at this point in time.
Well, this is an unfortunate tribute spawn location for Modo Gaming, just because they're working on this boss on their side of the map, and the tribute's literally right there. We're going to see Falstead try to dissuade them from pursuing on this, but okay, they actually are going to be able to pick this up. Vala's still cleaning up in mid lane, so I think they're going to get this boss for free. So really good job by Modo Gaming, just realizing that they had the advantage. Heroics now online for Cloud over 9,000, and they are going to try to engage here. But the thing is, Modo Gaming can delay this just as long as possible. And the ring does come down, lands on the Anubarak. Anubarak gets the heals though, and is able to survive. The Muradin, here comes the heroic out of him, and wow, oh my gosh, Malfurion just got completely blown up.
There it went. Shield wall out of the Varian right there. The Vala does go down. Muradin has to jump away, and Avatar doesn't have the hit points to survive that. And we see poor Jaina running for her life, and smartly, Modo takes the vision, is going to just push with this boss down mid as a number of Cloud over 9,000 members are dead at the moment. They're even going to grab Siege.
This is most likely a keep off of this curse. The boss is still at around 40%. They're going to get the Siege Shines as well. They're hitting level 13 as well, but it looks like they're not going to push the advantage here. So they might just go mid, get some more structures, get some more XP in their favor, and further this lead. I was thinking they were wanting to get aggressive there, but I totally am okay with them doing this. But oh, Shogun going to get killed off here by the Abathur clone? No, Ariel isn't able to save him.
Let's take a look at the bottom keep. The bottom keep is going to die. This wave has just Shogun, you've got to get this, buddy. You decides, nah. Who needs the Abathur?
He gets the keep. That's fine.
He barrel rolls on out of there.
Dodges
Jaina
the blizzard.
Dodges, yeah, both of them. Decides he's gonna pick some pimples there for a minute as his teammates grab the aggressive Knight camp, and that lane top is still technically being pushed out at this time.
Oh wow, we're seeing Mortal Strike out of the Varian. Not normally what we see, I feel like, as a tank Varian, but really interesting to see that is that really obviously is a counter to the Abathur, and that really makes his hat that much more useless.
Yeah, it does. Mortal Strike reducing a hero's healing by what, 40% for a few 4 seconds? Yeah, that's a catastrophic amount to not be able to get healed by your mouth, by your Abathur, anything. That's hard to deal with.
Also, a little bit of no man's land here. I think he should be able to use his trait to get out, but I think he's got to realize he's being collapsed on there. Does barrel roll out?
Yeah, he does.
Is he up? That's the question, but it doesn't seem to matter. He's just able to walk away, no problem.
Yeah, he did have his Z off of cooldown right there. If he needed to get out of dodge in a hurry. They are kind of lacking a little bit in immediate stuns to keep Falstad pinned down for too long, but that's okay. We do see that Modo Gaming has decided to push this top lane in once again, just to put that pressure back onto Cloud over 9,000. As this next tribute spawns, and Modo Gaming already well in position to take it.
They're all on top of it already, so not a huge surprise.
Oh, this Muradin is not long for this world. He jumps out. The clone comes in. It's going to go out right away. Shogun Misa taking a lot of damage. Gets the Crystal Agents right there. Beautiful taunt from the Varian. The cocoon is down. Golden Crow has to get out of dodge. Jaina all by her lonesome in the middle of the dungeon raid. The last DPS alive. The healer is dead, and she is gone down herself.
Vala was able to somehow get out, and she is going to have quite the task ahead of her defending against this push. Decent creep wave coming in the top lane. Imagine they're going to grab these giants, but it looks like they're prioritizing getting this fort down, which will be no problem for them. Shogun, again, getting a little low, but they are going to get the fort. I think they'll grab this camp on their way out, and then start working on this middle lane.
Yeah,
But we do.
They're working on a 4-level lead right now, and life is pretty safe as long as they don't make any egregious errors. They're gonna pretty much roll the rest of this game. I see.
Yeah, they have all their structures still intact. They're going to take their boss in the meantime. I mean, even if they had a team wipe, there's a lot of structures that Cloud over 9000 would have to chew through to even start threatening taking this game back in their control, unfortunately. And Falsa just checking out this bottom boss, making sure that it's not being taken by Cloud over 9000. Pretty inconsequential tribute spawns in this bottom lane. We're going to see Jaina, though, go in onto this Falstad. This
no, you hate to see this kind of thing happen. That is one very important ultimate down.
Oh,
that's two very important.
What a gust!
Down. That was a beautiful gust, though.
The gust buys them enough time for the rest of the team to rotate in, and now they're going to engage. And this is not the fight you want down 3 levels and down talent. But Anubrak does get a little low. Cocoon does go down onto the Muradin, so Peel is gone. Ice block, really great timing there. The Age is a great timing as well. But kaboom goes the dynamite.
Wow, and that Muradin, no way is he going to say that. The boss is decided, hey, I'm just going to push this cord, guys. Don't mind me. All that's left is the lonely Abathur as Modo Gaming come in.
Abathur burrows and grabs this tribute.
With the Lucios. Right there. Let me see that. Yeah, let me see that dance.
There we go. There we go.
You're a good man, Nightmare.
Oh, man. Wow, so dominant game, though, from Modo Gaming. They looked really strong from that start to finish there.
Yeah. Starting
with the early play for that bottom tower and just controlling it from there forward. And their false side player played really, really aggressive.
Yeah, he
got away with a
He was living on a razor's edge that whole game. There were a number of moments where he should have just been violently punished for his impertinence, and he didn't. And he got some really key plays to help end the game off there at the end. And you know, hats off to him for pushing the limits of what Falstad can do that whole game.
Yeah, and that Lunara just simply was impossible for Cloud over 9000 to deal with it. It seems like the healing just wasn't there. 14k healing from Malfurion, just not enough to keep up with the DPS of the Lunara.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't. It was Lunara just got so much work in with just being able to jump onto people at will, and there was nothing that Cloud over 9000 could really do about it. So that was game one, won by Modo Gaming. They're looking to move on in this HGC North America Open bracket. The winner of this game does play Donkeys R Us, the number 2 team in the point standings currently. And we're just waiting for the next lobby to come around, and we will get this bad boy going for everybody. Once again, thank you again so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate everyone who is watching us. If you like us or casting at all, despite my observer interface not working that whole game, hit us with that follow, hit us with that sub, follow us on YouTube. Moobot should be working. I don't think he is. Moobot.
Come on, Moobot. Get your stuff together.
Get your act together, Moobot. So, let's see. We are They are in a lobby, so we are just waiting for them at this point. Ready when you guys are heart. So we're going into game 2. Cloud over 9,000. Having a bit of extra work to do at this point. We're going to be going to Dragonshire.
Oh, I love Dragonshire, and this is another battleground that globals are a big, important deal on. I'm excited to see how these drafts go. I'm almost wondering if we might see similar drafts to what we saw on Cursed Hollow, because these priorities for these global heroes. And we saw that the False Head worked really well for Modo Gaming. I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled that out once again, though.
I feel like the same strategy would work on Dragonshire with the same comp. I don't see that losing any effectiveness. Once again, we are going into a dragon. The Cleveland Browns of HOTS is what Cloud 9000 just called themselves.
Oh my gosh, that's brutal.
That's hilarious because I have made several Cleveland Brown jokes in the past.
You have
on this map, no less, because the Dragon Knight is the Browns' most established kicker. I do hear there's a trade in the works for the Dragon Knight to go to the Philadelphia Eagles because they need all the help they can get because they're a Philly team, and all Philly teams are bad.
Yeah, that's the way the world is these days. But yeah, Philly, pick up the Dragon Knight. First ban. Wonder if we're going to see a ban Garrosh again. I know Modo didn't have first ban, first pick this last game, but maybe we'll see them do that here.
Yeah, it's entirely possible the Garrosh does get picked out. It's also possible we do see a Dahaka first ban. But most importantly, in the NBA offseason, Asmodan was traded to the 76ers.
Maybe he can qualify for the dunk contest, but Malthael going to be banned out first here.
A pretty standard ban coming out of Modo Gaming. There's lots of places where Malthael will get absolutely tons of value. There's lots of close-knit spaces.
That leaves up Garrosh.
No hesitation whatsoever from Modo Gaming on that. Like I said, he's the best early. He doesn't lose as much effectiveness as I lead on. Because Garrosh still can just stay forever in a fight. And I love this first pick, Leoric, to counter the Garrosh.
Counters the Garrosh and also is a really solid solo laner. He was before his rework and is even more so with his new kit. And
Leoric don't care about your armor.
Yeah, exactly. That and the cleave that he brings now as well. Oh my goodness, this is team wave clear so far from Cloud over 9,000.
This is team. We're going to rotate all game and just blow everything up in the process, and woe be you if you're in our way.
Yeah, we've talked about Gul'dan before many times and just massive wave clear. And if played in into the right comp, can be really strong. And I think that I have a feeling that Modo, with the Malthael ban, a little bit telegraphed that they want to go melee heavy.
We see a pro Genjo.
We see Genji. We see Genjo.
Pro Genjo. Let's go.
Number one player killer. We'll have to see how it plays out. They want to be really dive heavy with the Genji, able to blow someone up in the back line and get out.
Very true. Very true. And
Gul'dan a really good target for that. With their. Oh my gosh!
Divine Shield, Genji. I don't want to say. I don't want to say I want to call it already, but Genji's gonna have a field day.
Genji will probably have a very ripe
Okay, no, I take that.
set of opportunities
I
here.
take that back. If Genji doesn't get pre-divine shield, and he dashes in with Dragon Blade looking for a kill, and Gul'dan just drops the Horrify, Genji's gonna have a really bad day.
Yeah,
But you're
no, I agree with that.
You're almost saving Horrify for solo Horrifies on one dude while the rest of the team rushes at you. And that's not a winning proposition. So this is like a horrifying balancing act that if I were playing, I would want no part of. Like,
yeah. Falsehead does get banned out. I'm a little surprised by that. Maybe a little bit of a respect ban from Cloud over 9000. But I really wasn't expecting a Falsehead with this lineup that they've drafted so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am curious. With as much engage as they have right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see a March of the Black King. March of the Black King recently getting a massive buff to the point where it's almost rendered Entomb absolutely useless. I mean, Entomb's still a great ultimate, but so far I've not seen a single Entomb picked. We do see the Nubarak band come out from Modo Gaming, feeling that an Nubarak would kind of mess everything up, which leads me to wonder if this is going to be a solo tank Garrosh, or if they feel like the Nubarak would just mess with their team comp too much if they were to let it through.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards it being the solo Garrosh. Because of both of their bands, the Malthael and the Anubarak. So what do you pick to counter against this? Obviously, need your support. I feel like you can hold off on your support till the last pick. It's going to be ETC, and I love ETC. We do see Vala as well, so they're playing really safe with this comp. This front line is not going to have any problems with Genji, and ETC should be able to peel pretty easily for any dives back on Genji.
Yeah, they are kind of light in the stun department. If ETC gets a really good mosh off, pretty much their only viable option to deal with it is Uther Divine shielding himself or praying for a brilliant Garrosh Q if Garrosh isn't in there. So I absolutely adore this ETC pick. It's going to get an awful lot of value.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the value proposition for drafting ETC in this position. Final two picks from Modo Gaming. They were expecting two damage dealers here, maybe a specialist of some kind, Zagara or a Nazebo, but it's going to be Sonya and the original KT, Kael'thas.
Not two
getting
chains?
drafted. Not the 2 chains, Kael'thas KT. I ruined that joke. I'm so sorry. But Sonya adds a little beefiness to the front line. Kael'thas obviously putting out that damage from far away.
Yeah,
so we're down to a support for Cloud over 9,000.
Yeah, I do like the beefiness that Cloud9. I wish I missed those days. I do like the beefiness and the soloing ability that Sonya brings to the table. I think it's a really smart pick coming out of Modo Gaming, but I won't be shocked if I said it last game. That's not the support I was going to think.
What? Okay.
That is a solo Brightwing, and everything is on that monkey's shoulders.
This worries me greatly. Brightwing has fallen off in the meta so far that I really am worried here. And I guess you're taking it for Emerald Wind to push off Genji once he's already burnt through
no, I can
the
see
Divine Shield?
I can see that, but I'm worried about the Gul'dan having to life tap constantly, and really, I really would have thought Morales would have been the pick. I know there's a bug with her talents, but she at 13, shock displacement or whatever it is, but that actually hurts Morales than helps her. So the final word was, yeah, they're fine to be let through. So, because Morales would have complemented Gul'dan nicely, not as much as I would have liked as in the past when she was mana based, but she still would have been a great battery for Gul'dan. So, but
yeah,
here we go, game 2 between Cloud over 9000 and Modo Gaming here on Dragonshire.
Prepare for combat.
Yeah, on the left side, we do have Cloud over 9000. We have Nightmare playing the ETC, Hot Dogs on Leoric, that one guy on Vala, Phoenix playing Gul'dan, and Golden Corral on the Brightwing.
And for the side of Modo Gaming, we got Savo on the Uther, Mr. Lumberjack, the best skin in the game, King Dingo on the Pro Genjo, Shogun Misa. Shogun Misa on the OGKT, Brocknar on, it looks like the Garrosh. Is that him on the Garrosh? That's Bergier on the Garrosh, and Sonya is on the Sonya is being played by Brocknar. There, done, easy.
We did it. I did want to point out we have Unfurling Spray for our Brightwing player just to play a little bit safer. Having that greater range on the Soothing Mist should help against the high damage that's coming out from Genji and Kael'thas just being a little bit out of range of those Kael'thas spells. And we've been seeing this a lot lately is Garrosh players going with Warbreaker.
Yeah, see, I've always, since day one, I've been a big proponent of Warbreaker. I just love the cooldown and the additional damage that it brings to the table. It's not that hard to finish the quest. All you got to do is hit 15 heroes. Sometimes you get more than one, and with as...
Oh, speaking of one, they pick up the cooldown very, very early on in this game, and Nightmare's in quite a bit of trouble. Should be able to be fine. Is able to walk behind his... Garrosh was looking for more, though.
Ooh, Hot Dog's in a bit of trouble. The Genji jumps in, and the shurikens are now flying. Wuther running up, gives him the well met. Spooky, scary skeleton walks from Hot Dog's back behind his wall, and
they've already secured both Dragonshires here, and there's going to be a pretty big rotation up top, it looks like, to contest this. But this also opens... Oh, they did contest bottom for long enough to interrupt this. So really nice job by the Leoric to disrupt that.
Right, but Luther is already reclaimed it, and Leoric's just like, we can do this all day, boys.
I have a feeling this is going to be back and forth for quite a lot of the game. 4s are online for Modo Gaming, as the Dragonshire control is on Cloud over 9000 currently. Nightmare in a little bit of trouble. Gets well met here. Power slides maybe unwisely in, but it looks like he is going to get taken out.
Yeah, the nice Warbringer bringing in 2 right there from the Garrosh to secure the kill on the ETC, being left without a power slide. Sonya taking the top shrine. Leoric still holding that bottom lane, using that cleave damage to get this lane pushed out. The Shogun Misa and King Dingo go in on Hot Dog, saying, here's your water, let's make some hot dogs. That made no sense. That was terrible. I'll never do that one again.
Oh, man. I appreciate it, though.
I tried my best. My best wasn't good enough. Oh, Vala gets chucked backwards. That one guy in a lot of trouble. He's got enough damage.
That's got to be enough.
No, it barely wasn't. Another.
What?
Oh, barely out. Just a few hit points left on Vala.
Oh, my goodness. What an escape by Vala. That was a right click away from being dead. Yeah. They are going to get this Dragon Knight pretty easily, though, and they're going to start pressuring this middle lane quickly. Oh, and ETC's in actually a huge amount of trouble and does get thrown back and killed. And that's another stack for that Warbreaker, already at 10 of 15.
Yeah, that was pretty intense right there. That was just, like I said, the Warbreaker talent is not that hard to finish, and it provides just an immense amount of value on that Q, lowering the cooldown and everything like that, making sure you get those heroes pulled in.
And they're giving up this fort basically uncontested in mid. Now rotating down to the bottom, still a lot of health for this Dragon Knight, and still about 15 seconds left. They're going to be able to get this front wall in these towers, it looks like. But interestingly enough, we do see level 7 still not online for Cloud over 9,000.
King Dingo gets popped out of that Dragon Knight behind enemy lines, but no worry. They'll be able to take out these cannons, no problem. Take out this front wall as well, and they're gonna leave it at that. Oh, Hot Dog's in a lot of trouble. The damage comes out, and Genji with the swift strike. Yeah,
the reset though. Able to put more damage out onto these heroes and almost kills Vala in the process, but they're going to back off now. We do see now they're rotating to the mid, clearing this up. Sonya showing that ability to just solo camps very early on in matches, going to be grabbing this bruiser camp on their safe side as the rest of the team rotates down to these siege giants.
Yeah, we see Cloud over 9,000 taking their own siege giants, and if I feel like if Modo Gaming is quick enough, they could contest this and take it from them, but nope, they're going to decide to rotate towards the mid, push this lane out, and just keep this huge amount of aggression. They've got
aggression. They've got aggression all over the map right now. They have a pretty sizable wave in mid. They have the night camp pushing with Sonya in the top lane in this siege camp, and 4 in the bottom. And heroics are online for them, which makes this a really scary proposition. Phoenix does get dropped here to start cleaning stuff up. Shogun got tossed in there, I think, on accident. That was a interesting friendly toss. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, the throw onto the Allure doesn't amount to a whole much as... Oh, wait, maybe Genji has other ideas at this point. Let's see, what did he go? He decided he wanted the Dragon Blade, so maybe he could have finished the kill off there. The Q from Garrosh coming dangerously close to landing on that Vala Hungering arrow does come out, but the Flame Strike and the Giants from Modo Gaming do finish it off as the shrines do pop up. The Sonya still pushing this lane out against the Night Camp. Polymorph from the Brightwing. Golden Crawl trying to get as much damage on this Sonya as possible, but Sonya is nice and beefy. And
yeah, that's not the that's not the matchup you want to be playing against. But Leorc is going to be rotating up to help out against the Sonya, and this should be a matchup that pushes Sonya off. As ETC gets taken out in the bottom lane, it looks like Genji gets that Divine Shield. He's going to pick off another. Is he going to be able to get this Vala? It looks like yes.
No.
Oh.
No.
Wow.
That is...
Okay.
Oh, Sonya does go down in the top lane.
Yeah.
I was so obsessed with watching this Vala survive with like 5 hit points again that I missed the kill. The Phoenix does come out. They're looking to get this front wall down as quickly as possible. Maybe push for a keep.
They'll at least threaten to keep here and force a rotation of these heroes returning from death, and they are going to be able to get pushed back. But this is a lot that they have to clean up, and it means they can rotate and push any part of this map that they like. We do see ETC rotates in. That could have been it's going to be stage dive actually from ETC. Shogun gets taken out, but look at the damage starting to spread from the Kael'thas. Stage dive comes in.
Gets thrown backwards from Burger right there, and he ends up going down. Genjo in a lot of trouble though, and does manage to get himself out, but look at how low everyone on the side of Cloud over 9,000 is right now.
Yeah, they are extremely low, but they did get a 2 for nothing exchange in the end of all that, which was really good for them to get them kind of back into this fight. It was starting to look a little bit like game one where Modo Gaming just really took control. Leoric, in a little bit of trouble here, is able to Wraith walk away. No problem. We're going to see the rotation up to contest this shrine, though.
Oh, but
Big
Vala
battle.
trying to get Leoric was trying to get clever right there. Vala just straight up gets blown up. She's dead. The fight on top continues. The Cloud over 9,000 getting the better part of that fight. Does manage to push them off, but Garrosh getting another Q onto this Leoric is just seemingly hitting Qs at will right now.
Yeah, Nightmare is in huge trouble in the top lane, though, taking the damage from the Kael'thas. And the Brightwing actually gets taken out as well. Oh, man. Wow. Gul'dan and ETC just barely escaped with their lives, and I'm surprised that ETC didn't get picked off there for her being so close to Modo Gaming there in the top lane. But they're going to use this opportunity to grab this Dragonite. They still need to grab the bottom shrine here.
I think they want to push this out. We see Shogun Misa maybe was looking for a flank right there. Decided against it. Garrosh going in right now. I actually like this matchup. He throws ETC out the way, and I think Garrosh honestly will end up out-sustaining him. The rest of the team comes in. Here comes the well-met from the Uther. And
yeah, that also helps him finish up that Warbringer quest at 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was well done. Genji looking for maybe some extra damage onto the ETC right there. In a rare moment, you actually see him use a sword.
Yeah, he does pull that out from time to time. We do see Gul'dan, though, on the side of Cloud over 9,000. Very close to finishing that Echoed Corruption. ETC in a little bit of trouble. Is able to back away. He should be okay from this.
Yeah, but they're definitely not going to get this camp unless... Oh, the stage dive from the ETC. Followed up by the Horrify. Nice synergy going on right there, but their damage is just too much from the side of Modo Gaming. That's, what, 4 dead right now. Only Phoenix survives. I liked what they had going there. The level difference was just too much at this point.
Yeah, I think they were at 13 to 15, and they thought, well, we have to make a move at some point. We're even talents here. We have to defend this camp invasion. I like the idea. The stage dive was good. They almost got... I don't know who it was, but they almost got one of the heroes down, Modo Gaming, but they just got turned around completely. And then once the kill came in, level 16s came online for them. Fury of the Sunwell, obviously, a huge DPS spike for Kayle. We see, Leoric does interrupt here for a second, but it's not going to be enough. King Dingo. Why did it say Drogo? But does get into the Dragonite here. And they're going for this bottom lane. This bottom keep, the wall's not there, so it's open to be sieged immediately with this Dragonite.
Yeah, the nice punt. Showing off why he's a member of the Cleveland Browns, the Dragonite is. And Horrify does come out, lands on a 2. But King Drogo is just sieging down this keep at this point.
See ya, Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare in an awful lot of trouble right now. The Emerald Wind does come out, pushes him off of the ETC. He does survive a bit longer, but this keep is gone at this point. Burger going in, looking for a Q, doesn't get it. A nice Brain of Vengeance onto the Sony right there, leads to her death. Golden Corral has the Ice Block. The Dragonite just chopping away, goes for another punt, doesn't get the kill. Nightmare in a lot of trouble. The Dragonite is just punching away. Shogun Misa in a lot of trouble. And Divine Shield has to be used. Leoric just wants to kill somebody, latch onto their soul, and the Mark the Black King does come out. The another wind from KT doesn't work out, and this is just not going the best for Modo Gaming right now, and they've got to get out of here at this point. The Phoenix does come out. Vala vaults forward. Gets 1, gets 2.
That's the power of this Leoric Gul'dan combo. Leoric slows him down with that skeletal swing, and you just have a bear of a time getting out of there. And we're going to see now Modo Game or Cloud over 9,000 does have to respond to this pressure top. They sign the ETC there. They're going to get whatever they can off of this open map now that they control this pretty strongly, although both Vala and Gul'dan are very low. So they have to play careful.
The value by that Modo Gaming got by getting that keep was kind of nullified by the fact that they fed Cloud over 9,000 16 talents.
Yeah, the 16 talents came online really quickly as they started getting those kills back to back. And we do see now a fight engaging in the mid lane. Sonya caught out here and does get eliminated by Cloud over 9,000. And these stagger deaths really become a liability later in the game as we see Sonya still not coming back for another 40 seconds.
Yeah, no, this is a very big problem. The York gets dragged in by Garage right there. The double flame strike not really landing on to anything, and
I'd like to see Cloud over 9,000 play aggressive here and invade this camp, but I don't blame them for playing safe.
No, not at all. They don't know where the rest of the team members are. Oh, this Kaltos is in a lot of trouble. So is the ETC. Pop goes the KT, and they're having ribs for dinner, Modo Gaming. Taking down the ETC right there. Let's go to Chili's after the show tonight.
You buying?
Why not?
There we go.
Fresh cow on the menu.
Modo Gaming, though, they have a big window of opportunity here. It looks like they're just going to play it safe and clear out mid lane as well. Try to rotate up and get this Dragon Knight. Vala already hearthing back. Sonya didn't see that, obviously, but clearing up this top lane, and yeah, they should just move in here, and they're playing really, really safe, and I can't blame them for that, but they should have known even 1v1 like that would be a very winning proposition. That cost them a Dragon Knight opportunity. I think the hesitation to rotate up to that top shrine, but level 20s are online for them.
Yeah, they're just going to take this aggressive Knights camp, and really, that's a smart play. It's going to give them extra pressure if Cloud over 9,000 decide to engage. It's going to end probably really poorly. I hear sprays coming down.
Yeah, this could be really fun. We have a Titanic Might getting picked up by our Garage player. So if they bundle up at all, that means two people are going the other way.
Going for a ride like Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Yep.
The value of that Warbringer going to come into big play here. As we
and both teams just switching these shrines easily between themselves, and we just see posturing over this Dragon Knight area by Modo Gaming. They really can control the pace of this game. They have the opportunities that they need to end this. They still have all their forts up.
Yeah, that's just kind of soul crushing if you're on the side of Cloud over 9,000. Just seeing, even if you do get a Dragon Knight, you're maybe getting one fort, maybe a keep. You don't have any real way to pressure core, even with a Dragon Knight at this point in the game.
Yeah, and we do see Rebirth picked up by the Kaltos, so that Phoenix is going to be sitting there for quite a while, just working away at that mid lane. And it looks like now they're taking this opportunity as they pushed back Cloud over 9,000 into their base. They should be able to pick up a dragon here.
Ooh,
and it looks like it does get picked up on contested. Shogun taking quite a bit of damage. We do see Garrosh, a lot of trouble, and there goes the two back. The fear comes out, though.
Garrosh hits his unstoppable. It gets the bloodlust on into one of them. A punt backwards on the ETC. Unstoppable comes out. Oh, this is going to be a lot of damage from the Leoric right there. Nightmare gets thrown back again. The Dragon Blade is coming out.
A great power slide, but no damage to follow that up, unfortunately. The Deathmatch, though, locking down 4, including the Dragon Knight in this mid lane. But a 2-for-0 exchange in the favor of Modo Gaming means they should be able to close out this game.
Yeah, I feel like they could at this point. There's not a whole lot that they could do to stop. There is only 35 seconds on this Dragonite, and there is a lot of damage that's still left on the side of Cloud over 9,000, but not if you're going to get pulled back like this from the garage. Gul'dan goes down. The Dragonite choppity chop, chop, chop. I'll show you my axe, he says to Uther.
And that's going to be game number 2 in the series in favor of Modo Gaming as they move on to play Donkeys R Us, the number 2 points holder right now in the HGC Open.
Yes, absolutely. And I really liked what let me get this switched over. I really liked what Cloud over 9,000 tried to do that last game. I don't think Brightwing was the correct pick there, but Brightwing did hold her own. I liked that they were trying to go for the counter initiation and additional lockdown after a stage dive follow-up. They were going for the stage dive. They were going for the Horrify right after to peel some of those people off into different directions and get the ones that came to them.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Stukov wasn't banned out that game, right?
Correct. Stukov was.
I feel like that. I feel like it would have been a good pick. Then you have Flailing Swipe as well to kind of have a similar role as the Emerald Wind.
You're not wrong. That would have been, and Stukov would have. I want to say he would have brought more utility because he would have been the silences would have made Uther reposition, Garrosh reposition. It would have made everybody be forced to reposition. But I definitely see where they were going with their draft, and good luck to Cloud over 9,000 in the future. We wish them the best. They were definitely fun to cast. They said they were garbage. No, I don't think they were garbage. I think they just came across a team that was just slightly better than them in the long run. So we're gonna kick it to some sweet, sweet tunes, and we'll be back with the next game soon.